Scott Henderson, Master Corporal, Electrical Mechanical Engineer with the Canadian Armed Forces. We got a call come in, say there was a armored vehicle that had broken down on the outskirts of Afghanistan, outskirts of Kabul. We had to go out and either tow him back or fix the problem so he can get back in under his own power. And by the time we got to the casualty vehicle, we were nighttime by that time. This all happened pretty quick. The coyote ahead of us in the lead vehicle jammed his brakes on because he had passed the casualty vehicle. As we were approaching the vehicle, I said, brace, brace, we're gonna hit. And we hit right into the back of him, doing 100 kilometers an hour. When we hit, my body flew forward and the force went through to my back. Before was I could see things eventually over time getting better, except this time I noticed things were getting worse with time. I was going on a downhill slide, and at that point my life was changed forever. My background's in the military. I had 24 years service in the Canadian Armed Forces as a mechanic. Third generation veteran. My grandfather served in the First World War, my father Second World War, and I served in the war against terror. Had some injuries through my career, ended up in an accident in Afghanistan that put me in a situation where I couldn't recover from, and it ended up ending my career. I had chronic pain. I dealt with a lot of nerve pain. I was on a lot of medications. The doctors told me, get used to be on them and ready the rest of your life. So this caused all kinds of concerns, and a lot of thoughts were going through my head, you know, what am I going to do the rest of my life? You know, I know I'm meant for bigger things. Anyway, about a year after I was retired, a woman saw me walking at a health show. I was, you know, in search of something that might be able to help me. You know, she saw me walking with my walking stick and my cane, because I had been on my feet for a while. I'd been dealing with a lot of pain in that day, obviously, and she could see it in my face, and that I was still a young guy. And she introduced me to Max initially for a solution for my health situation to help me. And I started digging in, doing some research, and I looked into the science. Because being a mechanic, I need to know how things work, pull it apart and see how everything works, right? So once I looked into the science deeply, I understood how the science worked, and it made sense. And I started on the products, you know, the products from the company. By around 2 weeks, we went for a walk that we normally did, you know, we tried to do every day or two. I normally struggle with quite a bit. And around the halfway point, I normally had to sit down because I was, you know, dealing with some nerve pain and troubles with my back. And found myself standing at the halfway point, not even thinking about where I needed to sit down all of a sudden, because I didn't cross my mind. I noticed halfway back home, I said, Elaine, I didn't have to sit down. And anyway, it just kept getting better. Around month 3, I had people asking me, you know, what are you doing? Because they're watching the change, and we're watching me change. We want to make a difference for you know, all the people dealing with the same issues that I'm dealing with, and many others are dealing with, who just have forgotten how to dream. I'm Max, but most importantly, Max is in me. It's right here.